It's the end of June and the developers are back and they have answers. Boost tapping, mass races, and basketball? Really? Basketball. It is written right there. Anyway, Mitch and I are going to get into all of that on the other side of news. So welcome back to the Riders Report. Before we get started, a special thank goes out to our YouTube members who made this week's episode possible. Thank you to executive producers Bone Crusher 2D and Coach 34.
And Everyone Loves Gahan.
Along with co-producers Mitch's mom and Steep. And not to forget our fans and Fans Plus. You can hit join down below or just hang around for the end of this video to learn about our exclusive content and channel perks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have all been waiting for, TFG Combo Mambo has a tentative release date of July 2nd. Cross your fingers, folks. We're going to be recording that this weekend and hopefully have that out to you. Not by the end of June because we like putting stuff out on the weekend, but we're hoping for July 2nd. Also, Riders Republic has the new mass race. The track is called Zion's Hill. I've played one round and I highly recommend it. So we'll talk about that in the main topic as well, because we are going to be diving into community update number 2 for June.
Let's go! Hello, Riders. It's time for another community update, and we'll be talking about a new patch that rolled out on June 14th, 2022. I didn't write that. That wasn't my intro. That's how this post starts on Reddit. So that's out of the way. We're going to get into it. Starting with, you can read along. The link is down in the description. You know where to find it. We're going to start with something that we talked about just 2 weeks ago. We kind of went in kind of hard on. And that is Shack Daddy Bandit challenges. As of 1 week after our video posted, they're gone. They do not exist anymore. Kind of.
Yeah, and this was something that they've been collecting feedback for a while now on Shack Daddy Bandit challenges and the weekly challenges. They said they were going to have some changes soon, so I imagine this will continue to grow. But they are no longer called Shack Daddy Bandit challenges. They're just called the weekly challenges. So when you approach that tent in the ridge, it's called weekly challenges. The main screen is called season weekly challenges. And there are a couple big changes too. The master challenge of the week now is at the very top, where you unlock something if you complete 5 challenges out of the available 6, it looks like, for this week when I was playing the game. And then there are 6 challenges. 4 of them are free, so they just start tracking. And then the final 2, you have to pay $500 each to unlock, which is a lot cheaper than some of the ones where that was about 3,000.
Yeah. The accessibility is, I feel like that's right where it needs to be. There's still this level of exclusivity. If you want to complete, if you want 100%, you have to put in the time to get the cash. But I mean, and we haven't done the math either. If you do those 4, do you get 1,000 coin? You know, like if you complete all of those free challenges, do you have enough to carry over just to complete the week?
It actually looks like on the one I'm hovering right now. Oh, wait. Oh, that one's unlocked for 3,000. So I think actually 3 of the 6 you have to pay for, and one of them you have to pay 3,000, which is kind of high. But yeah, what was your question?
Folks, you may be wondering what's going on with Mitch today. He just messed up 500 with 3,000 and completely forgot what we were doing here. This is all because he caught this very rare virus on a cruise ship. No one else in the world has it that we know of just yet. It makes you terrible at boost tapping. Your grind transfers are just shot. But we're getting through it. So if you could donate to our Patreon down below or our GoFundMe down below, you can help Mitch along with. No, I'm just
it's the
kidding.
Common cold. It's just a cold. I was tested.
Mitch has a little cold. No, my question was, do the free challenges give you enough rewards, enough kickback to pay for those purchasable challenges.
Mm-hmm. It looks like you still just get some stars for most of them. One of them you get an emote. You don't unlock any bucks, so no. You still do have to put some cash. So that would be 4,000 to unlock all of those 3 challenges. But yeah, it's less than it was. And, the only thing I would really kind of change, and I haven't tested this yet either, is it would be nice if it still tracks your progress in them. Because one of them is the one that you have to pay 3,000 for. You have to do, I think it says you have to finish first in 8 different events.
Oh, wow.
Complete 8 different events just in the career. So it would be nice if it would count those just throughout the week. And then if you wanted to unlock the reward, then you could pay the $3,000.
Right.
That's my only, final thing I would kind of tweak about this. But it looks like they're, just going with the weekly challenge theme, which is good. I think that satisfies people that wanted some kind of crazy rewards from the Shack Daddies.
Right. And, that's not saying, that I wonder if the crazy rewards will continue or how they will implement this different, Shack Daddy lore that they've kind of built up over these first couple of seasons. It'd be interesting to see how they progress, but it's reassuring to know that they heard everyone say, these challenges are kind of bogus. They're kind of bonk, and everything that you're going for over here does not live up to the hype that you put it up on. So adjust that. And they have. I think weekly challenges will be, if they haven't already been, adopted, by the community and appreciated by the community. So good for devs.
Yeah.
Starting off on a strong note.
Yeah. One of the other big things that happened, though, was the mass race that came out this week, where we talked about it last week, and it came out the day after we posted. Actually, it came out the day we posted the episode. So I did finally get a chance to play it. The mass race is called Zion's Hill. It takes place over in Zion. But one of the coolest things is that there is wingsuit sections, and not rocket wingsuit, just regular old wingsuit.
Bring you back to nature.
Yeah, I like the track. Seems like some people really like it. Some people have a couple issues with it, but it is really cool. There's some spots where you're using the jumbo bike to go down through the river and avoid some of the rocks. Then you're wingsuiting over some canyons, and there's a lot of platforms in it too, like the wooden ones, and multiple routes that you can take. So seems like they kind of took that feedback from, I don't know, one of the last new mass races where they had different routes you could take, and I've also brought it to this one.
Yeah. And the mass race is still very new. I haven't seen anything online yet in terms of timing the different routes. Are they all the same time to get to the finish line if you use the same amount of boost, etc.? Or are there lines that are optimized for different things? Is there a line that's better for overtaking if you're in the middle of the pack? Is there a line better if you're in pole or a podium position to just kind of keep your speed and maintain? Is there another line that helps if you don't have boost that will give you a little bit of a speed bump? Heck, who knows? Only time will tell there. But the best research you can do is your own research. That's completely false, but get into the game and figure it out for yourself. I'm just going to read the description that Shizzy left on the Reddit post here. Look forward to diving through some hills, then splashing into a river gorge before rushing to the end of the race. That's kind of generic, but it sounds like a lot of fun. I have not been able to get in yet to play this one, but I can't wait to run it down.
Yeah, and there's going to be new mass races coming in July. There's the Warrior Mass Race. It says, are you ready to face their challenges? And what do you think the gates will do this time? So the last Warrior Mass Races had the gates that would kind of slow you down or speed you up. I'm wondering if they're going to do something different, since they say, what do you think they'll do this time? And they're also going to have the mass races with no collisions testing during the summer.
Yes. Yeah. I'm very excited for the no collision test. But just backing up to the Warrior Mass Races, what would you like to see them do? Or what do you speculate that they're going to do? I want an implosion gate. You go through it, and if you don't hit the right thing or you don't time it properly, like you need to hit your brakes and go through it when it's green, or else your bike is exploding into 1,000 pieces.
Okay, so like
you might too as well. I don't think the rating allows for that, but
yeah, they're like maybe like time sections, or if you don't time it right, your bike kind of you stop or crash. My idea, somewhat along those lines, is if you go through one, it changes your bike or your skis or whatever you're riding into a funky variant for 10 seconds. And you don't know which one it is. So you might, you're riding the bike and you go through it, you might get the pizza bike or you might get the rocket bike. Who knows? It's
so,
random.
I mean, even that, like, even if it wasn't 10 seconds, it might just be gate to gate.
Yeah.
Go through one and you have 50 yards where you have to navigate this one thing on the pizza. Oh my gosh. How much fun would that be?
Right.
And if that's not what it is, that's what it's going to be now after the devs see this and realize that this is the direction that they should be taking with these Warrior Mass races.
Or final option.
He's giving them options.
It is the American Ninja Warrior Mass race.
What they're bringing in parkour as the DLC before BMX.
Parkour and I was thinking American Gladiators where they're shooting you with like the giant foam balls to try and knock you down. Yeah.
The ultimate extreme sport. Your own two legs. This game sucks. It'd be a blast. Speaking about blasting off, this is something that we are not experienced to talk about. I do want to touch upon it and say that it is in here and you can read it and take it for what it is. But Mitch and I are just not the knowledge base that we don't feel comfortable commenting on this or taking a side, having an opinion on this just yet. So we really want to see what the community is thinking, and maybe we can go from there. It's boost tapping, folks. The devs changed the way boosting works to better reflect the intended game design. They tried to address it in this update, but they noticed two things. Some players quickly found a way around it, and it's a very heated topic. That's as far as I'm going to go. Do you have anything that you would like to say on boost tapping?
It seems that the community is very split on it. I saw people very much for boost tapping, very much against it. People that like the change, don't like the change. Again, I never did it. I don't understand it too much.
Yeah.
It sounds like they want to hear the feedback for it. So this reminds me of when they made changes to the mass races and they said, we have the old like code saved and ready to deploy instantly.
Right. Try this new one and let us know.
I think so. From what I know, boost tapping lets you use your boost for a longer amount of time and, kind of exploit it somehow. Other people see it as like skill, like it takes skill to use the boost tapping. So it's better. And that it kind of represents like managing your speed when you're riding a bike in real life. I just don't think the boost system was designed to be something like that, to be something you master.
Correct.
But,
that is, yeah.
Yeah, but players now like that because it takes skill to maximize the boost tapping and to become the best racer because of that. So there's two sides to it, and I see a lot of comments. So I'm really interested to see where that kind of goes. And there's a lot of comments on the Reddit thread about boost tapping.
Yeah. It's coming. It's rushing back to me as we talk more and more about it. For those of us who do not play the game, but are still watching this video, what are you doing? But if you have no idea what boost tapping is, you have a little bar filled with boost, a sprint button, and you can hit a trigger to deploy that boost during your run. It also resupplies itself. It fills the bar back up with time. So if you deplete all of it, it'll take a couple seconds for it to reload before you use it again. People are using it at a rate that it never depletes. So they're going boost off, reload, boost off, reload during their race. So they're tapping the boost instead of holding it as a full-on sprint. So yeah, if you want to get into all that drama, just find any comment section on any Riders Republic post anywhere in the past 2 or 3 weeks, and you will be able to form an opinion on that. But let us know what you think down below. We want this to be a place of heated boost tapping discussion as well. Is there anything you want to touch upon before we get to whatever the hell basketballs are?
No, I'll fly through the other things real quick. The grind transfers they're working on, because sometimes you lose your trick combo when you're transferring between rails. So you don't get as much of a score, and it ticks off of the number of tricks you're allowed on some challenges. So they're working on that. They're working on some sponsors that were impossible to complete. They lowered the number of players needed to start a free-for-all from whatever it was to 6 players. So that's that.
Godsend.
They are looking into the Elk 3 error. If you were one of the people getting that, they're looking into it. Mass race
And overlays.
Photo mode, you can now do an overlay for the Ravenclaws or the Kodiaks.
Go Ravens. Did you just say the Ravenclaws?
Sure. It says the Ravenclaws there.
Oh, the Ravenclaws.
Yes. Very different from Harry Potter.
Okay, yeah, it is spelled different, but skirting the line here, Ubisoft. I like your style. I like the cut of your jib. Now, for the moment that we've all been waiting for, what the hell are basketballs doing in Riders Republic? It actually is. It's a big old nothing burger. It was a clickbait title. Hoops are in the ridge. You can do your best tricks inside of a basketball hoop.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
maybe
it.
It's the new fun sport coming. Who knows?
Yeah. I found that so funny in the middle of all of this. We knew that we were doing the community update episode today, going through, reading all the bullet points and weekly challenges. Awesome. FFA challenges. Awesome. The Elk 3, sick. Boost tapping. Oh, that's great. New mass races. Awesome. Hoops. We balling? Yeah, I guess the game's balling. I really want, if we're going down this path of having hoops in the ridge, I really hope that next year, when the Stanley Cup finals are happening along with the NBA finals, that some kind of hockey element is brought into the game, some ice skating, whatever it may be. Red Bull, frozen ice, or frozen ice,
crashed ice.
Crashed ice.
I think they lost the Red Bull, so now it's called something different.
No, we had the Red Bull sponsor in game.
Downhill ice skating or something.
Oh, that's upsetting. I was going to say we have Red Bull already on the line. Let's just put crashed ice into the game. But anyway, some other love for some other national sports might be cool. I'm really excited. I know the World Cup is coming up in a couple of years. The USA, the North American cities were just announced just about a week ago. So I'll be interested to see if anything along those lines, Olympics, FIFA, if any of those will be brought in a timely manner as well. But only time will tell. Jump in the game. Figure out how you like this update. If you like this update, if you don't, doesn't matter. We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below. And we'll see you over in the Riders Report.
Roundup.
So close.
And you're making fun of me because I can't keep my words straight. And there you go, calling this segment the Riders Report.
It's the name of the show. It's not the name of the segment. They're too similar. They're just like Ravenclaws and Ravenclaw. Too similar. We need to diversify. Speaking about people who have diversified, we have a YouTuber, we have an Instagrammer, we have a TikToker. It is Mr. 500,000 himself. Call me Jay. Just hit the 500,000 milestone on TikTok earlier this week. He is close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. He is blazing a trail all to his own. Toon Squad is genuinely on top. There is no stopping Call Me Jay. He has earned the podium, the top spot of this week's Riders Roundup.
And there are his sound clips for the next few months, maybe I would say. This video takes it to another level. I love this idea. It's called Red vs. Blue, Riders Republic Stunt Montage. And he puts 2 different teams together. There is Call Me Jay, Ian Hawk, BMX, and Fizzy on Team Red, I believe. Let me double check that real quick.
Yep. Here we go. He's loading.
That is Team Blue. And Team Red is Hollow Endeavor, Zerk Gets Focused, and Duckfacer, all people that we have seen on this show before. And they are going head to head in a stunt montage challenge. And you can comment which team you think had the better tricks. I just love that idea of, putting 2 different groups of riders to get against each other to see, who has the best collection of stunts.
It almost sounds like a form of esports competitions in an adventure sports video game. The only thing that Call Me Jay is missing are 2 very devilishly handsome shoutcasters from the Eastern United States. Give us a call, Jay. If you need anything. Seriously, you can call my agent, get in touch. My price is very, very low. We would love to collaborate in the future. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe Toon Squad is this collective of riders that goes around. Oh, I forget. It's the Slednecks and who else? What was the
Globetrotters?
Not the Globetrotters. No, not the Globetrotters.
Nitro Squad?
Not Nitro Circus is close.
That Nitro Circus.
But it's the skate, the Kings or whatever. But it was like you skated around. There were like 20 skateboarders that went around into different crazy challenges all throughout the country. And at the end, whoever had the most points got a picture on Thrasher. Like they got a cover on Thrasher magazine and a sponsorship deal for a year with Thrasher and put onto a pro circuit. So it was like King of the Hill or something like that. King of the Skills. I forget. Someone's going to comment it. But that's kind of what Toon Squad is feeling like to me. Whereas there's just this collection of, I don't want to say misfit toys, but just a bunch of names that are all coming together to put these collab videos together. It would be awesome to pit them, one-on-one in a points-based game or competition.
There we go.
It's got to be a skate with Toon Squad.
It's got to be like a Nitro Circus type thing where we're announcing like next up.
I'm here for it. You let us know. Moving on. Congratulations again, Call Me Jay. If you're not already subscribed to this guy, please go get that done today. Incredible stuff from an incredible mind. Moving on to another incredible mind. It's By Blast.
He is back in our Discord server. He's popped in again, and he is popping off with a bunch of these Riders Republic highlights, just showing again all that is possible on the bike and pulling off some insane tricks in some of the snow terrain parks.
We missed you, beautiful. And last but not least, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Not only is this Ian Hawk BMX, but he's found the hoops. The hoops, Mitch.
I know we were going to be like, why did they add the basketball hoops to the game? For him, he must have requested this because he's just doing stupid stuff with the basketball hoops flying off of the scoreboard in the ridge, going down in through the hoops, just approaching them all different ways, and then mixing in some other stunts as well. But just a mastermind of coming up with creative ways to use these objects they keep adding to the ridge.
He's nasty. You're nasty, Ian. Thank you so much to all of our creators who keep providing banging content in the self-promo tab. We have a couple others that we're going to be playing through the outro here. So shout outs to Benny404 and Hollow Endeavor, which will be playing in the background as we close out today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us again for episode 32, 33, 33. Of our first 100 guaranteed episodes. Special thanks goes out to our YouTube members, executive producers, Bone Crusher 2D, Coach 34, and Everyone Loves Gahan, along with co-producers Mitch's mom and Steep, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you'd like to become a member, hit join down below. You'll get a sneak peek at the intro video for TFG coming in a week and a half. Woo! You'll also get early access to this episode tonight in an hour once I finish editing this for this week, and usually the day before for all the following weeks. Emojis, badges, and more. You can also subscribe just to catch all of our videos as they're posted, and find us on basically every social media platform, either as Nick and Mitch YT, Nick or Mitch, or just click all the links down below in the description.
Yeah, our logo's all the same. So just, I know that doesn't necessarily make it easier, but if you see the logo for our YouTube channel, it's the same everywhere. So just find the logo. Do a reverse Google search for the logo and you'll find, come to think of it, don't do that. We're going to leave it right there. No, just kidding. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again, same place, same time next week for episode 34. Of the Riders Roundup. Mitch, feel better. TFG Combo Mambo is coming soon. We promise. And we will catch yins next time. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yins on the slopes.